Hi guys, so welcome to another video over here, but in this video, a little bit different from the rest. We are going to be bringing in somebody here to have a quick conversation. Some of you guys know her, some of you guys don't, but either or, I want you guys to make sure that you check out her channel as well. We're going to put the link on the channel down below, as well as link in the title for her. So we have our guest today. We have Sharon Lapu Lapu. Sharon, thank you so much for joining us. Truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. How are you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good, and thank you also, Sir Mike, to be on your channel. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm good. My name is Sharon Cavalier, and I am Sharon Lapu Lapu, and YouTube channel, and my channel is to give you an entertainment fashion show, sometimes travel, cooking, but I don't cook now because I'm gonna renovate my kitchen first, and then about real estate, and then day-to-day living
Sure.
here in the Philippines, economics, commentary, fitness also for our health to be more healthy, and the experience of life and beauty here in my country from my own perspective, because we have our own perspectives, different people, and I'm always open to suggestion and will always be responded. And my YouTube channel is also I'm giving idea or help to other foreigners to be in a good woman, not to be in a bad woman.
I think that's probably the best thing ever is like for to be able to have the good people meet the right people, right? So it's like but we
Yes.
we have plenty of times that sometimes you're a good guy, you meet the bad girl, or you're the good
Mhm.
girl and you ended up with the bad guy, right? That's like typically what happens a lot, which is kind of sad.
Yes,
But
it's
since
I
Mhm.
experienced that, Sir Mike. I have experienced that when I was with the father of my daughter, and then when he abandoned us, I cried every night, and then I told to myself, "What happened? I am not a bad person, but why I am with a bad guy?" But it's just a lesson learned, and then it makes
Mhm.
me wake up my mind.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, one thing that I feel that is it's both positive and at the same time is a bad thing as well for a lot of Filipinas is that a lot of
Yes,
Filipinas and Filipino men grow up with as hopeless romantics, right? A lot of
yes,
Filipinas are hopeless romantics. Would that be something that you kind of agree on?
yes. I agree.
Yeah. So why do you think that Filipinas grow up as like hopeless romantics? Which is it's a good for the good guy, but it's a definitely an easy target for bad guys, right? So the bad boy effect, right? So like why do Filipinas tend to be very hopeless romantics? What do you think from your upbringing?
Because I think for from on my opinion, my own opinion is because we grow in a very religious country and religious people, and then we sometimes our parents told to us that before the boy must go to the house for to make ligaw or something like that. Yes, so that's why, and then very romantic because they make harana. So that's why there are some Filipino women, they have that kind of mindset until now. So that's why
Mhm.
there are quite a lot of Filipina really would like that their boyfriend give them flowers or offer them a
Mhm.
song. Yeah, it's because of our ancient or grandparents.
Yeah, so for the people that are not paying, that don't understand what Sharon said, when we say ligaw is pretty much courting. Okay, so
Mhm.
that's what that term ligaw is, and when we say harana in the Philippines, harana is a traditional courting thing that actually occurs among Filipinos, where
Mm.
either the man will know how to sing and play a guitar, or he'll bring a friend who knows how to play the guitar and he's supposed to
Yes.
sing, and he's supposed to stand outside the house to be kind of like saying to the family, like, here I am, I'm exposing
Mm.
myself. And so two things can either happen, right? Either the window
Yes.
opens up or the
And the
window
door.
remains
Yes.
closed. And if the door opens, then you're allowed to actually come out of the house, come into
Yes.
the house. If it doesn't open, that means go home and just drink with your fellow Filipino buddies, and it's all over,
Yes.
you know. So so that's like a little bit of tradition that we can kind of share with you guys out there. But
Mm.
yeah, so I mean, that's the thing. It's like from your opinion, but at the same time as in your channel you do interviews, right, with some Filipinas and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I think that that's a good thing, that if guys wants to get, other than her opinion, she's interviewing other women as well, where you can actually hear other Filipinas giving
Mm.
their opinion. So since you've interviewed a lot of other Pinays and stuff like that, and you've been around people as well in the Philippines, like what are like the for now, what's something that a true Filipina would be looking for in a man? And I'm not even saying a foreigner for now. I'm just saying it's like what are the things that they want from a man if they decide to allow a man to court them?
Okay. I've been interviewing some different women, Filipino women, and then they have their own perspective. But the only thing that they only want to have a demand is respectful, understanding, caring, responsibility, and
Mm-hmm.
then love them who they are, because there are some Filipino guy who is very irresponsible. They are
Okay.
always they are always hang out with friends.
Okay.
Even they have I mean, even they have family or child, but after work they don't go back home directly from work. They spend
Mm-hmm.
the nights to the barkada or friends. Yeah, that's
So you're talking about, so barkada guys is your group of friends. It's your boys. It's your homeboys. It's the
friends.
people that you hang out with. It's a close guys. But so pretty much we'll even add an extra. So in this interview, guys, we're also going to add some Tagalog words that you guys can learn that you're seeing. So this is an education thing.
Yes.
So the guys do what they call a gimmick, right?
Yes,
Nag-gimmick sila.
gimmick.
They do gimmick. Gimmick is when you
Mm.
you guys plan something out to go out with boys and stuff like that, and that happens. But I agree that this is something that a lot of Filipinas are looking for in a man, or why about Filipino men as well. But I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't matter. It's Filipino or American, Australian. There's going to be some guys that are
Mm.
is always about the boys hanging out and have
Yes.
some responsibilities. Do you think that it's also because a lot of Filipinas, from what you've interviewed, they'll say the reason why I want to date with a foreigner is because they're responsible, right? Like you said, they're responsible, they
Mm.
know where they're at, they're
Yes.
mature, right? But
Yes.
would it be also a true thing to say that the reason why the foreigner that the Filipinas are dating are mature is because technically the foreigners are a lot older, where the Filipino men that they date are the same age of the girl when they date them?
Yes. And mostly um some Filipino guy, they are not enough matured.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they are not enough matured. But for the foreigner, they some of them, they decide that I like to have a foreigner because maybe they have a bad experience of the Filipino guy before,
Sure.
so that's why they are decided to go on the foreigners, because
Mm-hmm.
foreigners are very caring, responsible, and then family oriented. And then I know that there are some foreigners who are flirting to another girl, even if they have
Okay.
girlfriend. But yeah, but mostly they are stick to one. Stick to one is meaning their girlfriend is the only one. But the Filipino guy is not like that. Some Filipino guy, even if they have a girlfriend, but they are flirting to another
Sure.
Filipino woman, even they have married. It's something like that.
They call it sideline.
Yes, sideline.
They have a sideline.
Yeah,
So
another team.
another term for you guys, when somebody
Um,
says I have a sideline, that's pretty much either they have a sideline of a woman that they do extra,
yeah,
what we call overtime, or they have sideline as a job that they do an extra overtime job. So
yes.
so that's pretty much the way that kind of goes. But I mean, and that's exactly earlier on what you said, regarding Filipino, what they're looking for in a man. It's that the thing though is like, this is where I think that Filipinas need to learn, other than looking for somebody of that, is understanding, like, can they actually provide for you? Because sometimes what ends up happening is you end up with the wrong Filipino, or the wrong man, the Filipino or the wrong
Mm.
foreigner, and then all of a sudden relationships bad, because everything is in the beginning of a relationship is sometimes just sunshine and rainbow, or it's like that honeymoon phase sometimes, right? Until all
Yes.
of a sudden you're together. So I mean, including, foreigners and Filipinas need to be better at choosing their particular partner, not just the first person that shows up, right? But um like, let's talk about Filipino culture. Like, if we go by, because like, growing up in the Philippines, that's something that they teach you at as a young age, right? Even in school, how to mano po,
Yes.
how to,
Mm.
how to say tao po. Make sure you show respect before like knocking the
Mm.
door. Like, what are, like, if you feel like, what are the biggest traits of Filipinos that they can be proud of, like, as in general Filipinos are known for, if you don't mind sharing with people.
Okay, respectful. Filipino people are respectful, helpful, friendly, and always smiling. Even they have their in a hard situation, but they are still smiling, and then they teach their children in a good way, like to bless the hands of the older people and to
Mm-hmm.
respect, especially when they meet old people in the street or wherever. They say good evening, and then mostly they say thank you. That's what
Yeah.
I teach to my daughter, to make mano.
Yeah. So I mean, so don't be so. But see, that's the thing though. Like, sometimes, you feel like you're old when somebody asks you for your mano, when somebody says
Yes.
mano po, right? So mano po, guys, is somebody, if somebody says ever to you mano po, right? Mano pretty much is your hand in Spanish. Po is out of
Mm-hmm.
respect, meaning that the person in front
Yeah.
of you is asking for your hands. So what they
Mm.
do is they grab the hands and they put your hands in their forehead, like almost like a gentrification, flexion, if I'm correct, as the word is. But it's a sign of respect. But typically it's used for the grandfathers and the grandmothers. So
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody tries to do that to you, then all of a sudden they're looking at you as more of as a wiser older person. So if your
Yeah.
Filipina ever tries to do a mano po on you, she don't look at you as a man, but she looks like as you as a grandpa. I'm just saying. So if
Yeah.
if the Filipino you're talking about does that to you, like, yo, we're not in a relationship. I'm your grandpa. But okay, but okay, so like, okay, I'm gonna be like, I have my own idea on this. I wanna hear this
Mm.
coming from you, just because this is you, right? Because there's an
Yeah.
old, almost, you can say, argument or debate into this among foreign men.
Mm.
All right, now I want
Okay.
you to be honest. Okay, be honest with
Okay.
me on this one. Where is a
Okay.
better choice for a foreigner to find a Filipina? City or province?
Okay. I cannot say province or city, because even if you are in the province, it's influence of the internet now. There is some Filipino woman also in province is not good woman, and also
Mhm.
in the city. Even they are grow in the province, but province girl is mostly like helping their mother work at home, but we don't know about their own or their real
Okay.
personality,
Hmm.
because we don't know we don't know their own or private personal. So there are some women also grow in a province which is not good, because not
Hmm.
all the girl who are grow up in the province is good, because everywhere they are bad and the good. And then on the city girl, it's the same also. In the city girl, there is also
Hmm.
bad and then there is also good, because there are some parents living in the city, but they teach their children in a good way, not in a bad way.
Hmm. Yes, I mean, like, a lot of Filipinos pride themselves in being honest, right? That's the main thing for Filipinos, is to be honest. And there's this one thing also that goes around, that a lot of foreigners, for some reason, believe that part of the culture, part of the,
Mm.
what do you call this thing? Part of the culture or part of the traditions of Filipinos is that
Yeah.
to they will lie in order to be able to get their way or save their face. I mean, what's your take on this whole thing that Filipinos were taught to lie, or that it's okay for them to lie because it's a culture? Do you think that that's a culture and tradition that is taught in the Philippines, to lie to be able to save face, or do you feel that that's wrong?
No, it's wrong. It's wrong, because to tell you lies is very bad.
Hmm.
because you cannot I mean, you don't feel well if you lie to person or like other people, like to
Hmm.
scam or say anything to foreigner for them to receive money. For me it's bad because even I am a Filipina, but I don't like to other Filipino woman who scam or who did or do bad to the foreigners, because I don't want like that.
Yeah. So I mean, because that's why I try to tell a lot of foreigners, there's no such
Mm.
thing as a tradition or culture in the Philippines called saving face. It's more of
Yeah.
like you say the truth, you do the good, so that you keep your honor and your name. But to lie,
Yes.
for if a Filipino ever tells a man that the reason why they lied or they didn't tell the truth was because that is saving face or tradition in the Philippines, I think that
Mm.
that person is lying right there. I mean, do you agree with that?
Yes, there are some people. Yes. And then if Sir Mike, if you, I believe what other Filipinos saying, because there is a superstitious here in the Philippines that if you do bad, or if you do bad to other people, and if
Mhm.
you hurt somebody, what come back to you is more than what the feel that you do to the person. You feel much more.
We can say rest back. That's gonna be the
Yeah,
rest
respect.
back. That's gonna be
Yeah,
rest back, man.
respect.
So yeah, definitely, definitely. But yeah, so it's like that's the thing. It's like like okay, so for and of course Lapu Lapu. So are you in the Lapu Lapu area, like in the Cebu Lapu Lapu areas where you're at? Is that where you're
Yes.
located?
Yeah, I am
Okay.
living in Lapu-Lapu City, but
Mhm.
I grew up in Caubian Island, my hometown, which where is also part of Lapu-Lapu. It's a little island which is
Okay.
surrounded by sea.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. I've never been to that particular area. Next time I'll probably go.
Mm.
I'm definitely going to be trying that out. I mean, so like, okay, so here's the thing. Um, if you were to talk to foreigners, and you've actually spoken to a lot of foreigners because you do a lot of the videos, a lot of guys contact
Mm.
you and stuff like that. Like, what are like five things that you would say would be red flags for foreigners if they're looking for a Filipina? Like what would be those five, just five. I'm sure there's like 20, 30, 40, 50 red flags. What are like at least five guaranteed red flags that they need to avoid when they're dating someone?
Okay, when foreigner dating to a Filipina, if the Filipina asks them money,
Hmm.
especially if they saying that I have no food or something like that, and then
Hmm.
our house is broken, and then
That's
my
it.
father need a medication, and then
That's it.
yeah, and we are living in a poor situation, especially if the woman has a child,
Hmm.
and they say that my child is sick, need to I need to bring her or him to the doctor, something like that. Don't send, like what I said on my vlog, that especially on my panel, that don't send any money to the Filipina, especially big amount, because if you send a big amount to the Filipina and then you give more, they think in their mind that no, this guy is rich, and then he will give me when I will ask anything from him, he will give me because he loves me. And then especially if you speak about your pension, and then if you date a Filipina, make it sure that she is single, not married. So as Senomar certificate of no marriage, because she can get that anytime she want. In the Philippine Statistic Office, she can get it anytime she want, for to prove that she has no marriage register here in the Philippines. And then uh,
Hmm.
getting to know more the Filipina, because I mean, getting to know more before you trust her, because if you are girlfriend and boyfriend at the same time, the woman doesn't show her true colors. Her true colors will show up when you get married. And then after you get married, after 1 month or 2 months, she will show what her true colors. Like
Sharon,
she
wait,
will
wait, wait,
shouting me.
hold on, Sharon, hold on,
Mm,
hold on. Are you telling me that the woman is lying when you're dating her?
Yes,
And
some,
so,
yes, Sir
okay,
Mike, it's true.
I'm playing with you. I'm playing with you. I'm just saying. I was like, oh
Yes,
no.
it's true. It's
Okay.
true that there are some Filipina that they are so very nice. If
Hmm.
you are dating, especially, and then after you get married, they will show their true colors. Especially, I had experience that I encountered that because I had a cousin,
Hmm.
Filipino, and then he
Hmm.
married also a Filipino woman. But when they are boyfriend and girlfriend, the Filipino
Hmm.
woman are very nice. They show her true personality and this. But
Okay.
after they get married, she will shout my cousin, "Do the laundry! Why you don't make the laundry?" Or something like that. So there are
Okay.
kind of
Okay. Okay.
Filipina are
So Roger that. Roger that. So okay. How about this?
mm,
So what does the guy need to ask to kind of, because you have to learn how to ask questions. You should, what are the questions
mm,
that a guy needs to ask a Filipina to kind of figure out, or what does he need to do in order to be able to kind of avoid that? Because sometimes guys just use their eyes and they like to stare at a beautiful Filipina, but then they don't want to ask the right questions, and that's why
yes.
sometimes they end up with the wrong Filipina. So what are like what are like three, four, five, six, I don't know, whatever questions a guy should be asking a Filipina so he really knows more about her and not just be stuck staring at her face or her body, right?
Okay, if what he want to ask is if he I mean she no I think no need to ask question, and then she
Okay.
must, I don't know how to say, I mean the guy must monitor, or I don't know how to say it,
You can Tagalog it. I'll figure it out. I can try to translate it.
okay, I don't know how to say it also in Tagalog.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
Cebuana, so
Yeah.
oh, I can't. I'm
So
not. Don't try
like
to.
monitor, and then he
Okay.
feels it if it's this girl is good, because you can see if that person is good, especially if she takes good care of you, and then doing a lot of things, and then most especially if she didn't ask you anything, and then if you offer her something help, she will refuse. No, 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 it's okay,
Hmm.
I can do this, or I can figure it out, this problem,
Yep.
or something like that. Yeah, that's the Filipina is good intention to the foreigner.
I always say is like this is I don't know if this is something that I look into, so I don't know if tell me if I'm right. Is like I sometimes it's like it's not how the Filipina interacts with me, but I watch how she interacts, because like you said, monitor them, right? So you're just
Yes,
keeping your guards
yes.
up, paying attention. Is like I see how she responds or reacts with the family, because she may
Yes,
be really
exactly.
nice to me, but then how is she with her siblings, with her friends,
Mm,
with her mom and dad and stuff like that? So if it seems like she's always getting into fights with the parents or the siblings or the friends,
mm.
that's like, for me wise, I'm not saying no to you, but I know that there's a problem already existing, because once I'm your family, you might be doing that to me. I don't want that happening to me,
Yeah.
right? So okay,
Mhm.
like okay, so looking at because like I've been doing a lot of Rafi tool for reactions, right?
Mhm.
That's what I've been doing and stuff like that. Um, you know, what's your take? Let's say, for example, foreigner falls in love with a Filipina, right?
Mhm.
And he falls in love with her, and then all of a sudden, he does give her some money, this and that, and then the relationship ends. Do you think that he's been scammed if the relationship ends because he gave money and stuff like that, or do you think that he's also at fault with that as well?
No, it's if the Filipina didn't ask anything from him, and then it's offer, he is offer it in her own in his own way, so it's not
Hmm.
a scam because he offers it.
Yeah, that's so pretty much it's his fault because he offered it or he tried to lead with his wallet,
Yes,
right? But if she's the one
yes,
who's like
yes.
always saying like, "Hey, I need money, I need that,"
Hmm.
then he gives it. You think see, like for me, wise, I don't think it's a scam because he gave it to her with his free will, right?
Yes.
And for me, wise, relationship ends. So it's not, sometimes it's not because she scammed you, it's because you guys just had a bad relationship. But there are the
Yes.
ones, like some of these guys, like that one guy I just did the other day, where he spent over like 800,000
Yeah, I saw
pesos.
that with
You saw that one? And I'm just like, what?
yeah,
No, 800, no, $800,000 almost is what it
800
was.
million, eight hundred thousand
Yeah.
dollars.
He can spend that on me. I'm just saying, like, I would have got him. I would have got him some, like, so many different things. I'll be his business partner. I won't do him, but I'm just saying, it's like that's some crazy stuff. Like, what are the craziest stories you've heard
Yeah.
for you, Weiss, that you've seen, other than not watching Rapid Tulfo, but, like, things that came across you? What are, like, the crazy stories or sad stories that you've heard between, like, Filipino and Filipino relationships?
Excuse, could you repeat, sir?
Oh yeah, no problem. Like, what's like a story that stands up in your mind about, a bad relationship that happened between a Filipino and a foreigner? Are there any ones that kind of hits you in the head to be like, yeah, that was a crazy one?
Yes. When I think the situation is, I say first the foreigner. I had a
Hmm.
friend. I
Okay.
had a friend who had a relationship with a foreigner, but
Okay.
the foreigner is it's like playboy or something like that. But they are live
Playboy.
together. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
they are living together. But sadly, the foreigner made an operation of the boobs of the woman. So after the
Okay.
operation, they get a housemaid, and then the housemaid is also a friend of mine who is also a friend of the woman. And then that
Oh,
girl, I mean the
I'm
housemaid.
already smelling something bad here. But okay, keep going. This is a good
Okay.
story. Excuse me. Come on, let's
Yeah,
do some
okay.
Marites time. This is Marites time right here. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do
Okay,
this.
okay, sir. So, when the woman, after the boobs operation,
Okay.
the friend of mine get also a housemaid because he cannot move because it's a boobs, and then he cannot. I mean, she cannot move. So,
Okay.
they get a housemaid, and then the
Mhm.
housemaid that they get is also a friend of the woman, and then it's also a friend of mine. So
Okay.
they are both friend of mine. And then
Okay.
after that, the days pass, the months pass.
Uh-huh.
After that, I think the foreigner likes the housemaid because the housemaid also is sexy and
Oh.
then big boobs or something like that. So what's gonna happen is after the operation, and then the woman can move, and then after I think 5 months,
Mhm.
the foreigner message to my friend who is
You kind of stalled there, but hold on. Let's see what happens here.
hello, do you hear me?
Okay, so you said the foreigner messaged a friend. Okay, 5 months later, the foreigner messaged a friend.
Okay, okay. The friend that we will met in Ayala Mall, but at the time, the foreigner and his girlfriend has misunderstanding. So he sent a message to the housemate that they met in Ayala Mall. And then
Okay.
after that, I think nobody see them. So they were together. I mean, there was a time that they were together, the housemaid, the girlfriend, and the foreigner. They talked
Okay.
together, and then the foreigner said to the girlfriend, I don't like you anymore. I'm gonna change you, and I take your friends.
Okay. So hold up. So now we have a problem here, right? So what? So did he choose the girl,
Hmm.
the friend that was the maid?
Yes, he chose because I mean
What?
the friend who is the maid refuse that no, 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 I don't want to be with you because she is my friend. but
Yeah.
uh but the guy still insists that he really likes the housemaid who is the friend of his girlfriend. So he had a misunderstanding until that time with the foreigner and his girlfriend. And then a second time again, the foreigner sent a message to the housemaid that they met again a second time in Ayala Mall. And then when
Okay.
they met in Ayala Mall, the girlfriend also was there and then saw them together.
So okay. So did who? Okay. Let's be honest. Who ended up with who? Did the foreigner end up with the maid?
Yes, end up with a maid.
So first, at first she's like, no, 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 I don't like you. Then all of a
Mm.
sudden it's like, okay, fine, I like you. Because I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry, for her to agree to see him in Ayala Mall is already a show that she has interest. She just wanted
No,
him
she
to say it. Okay, what?
okay.
What? You know more. Go ahead.
Okay.
What is it?
Okay, she doesn't have interest, but when the girlfriend of the foreigner saw them together, the
Okay.
girlfriend texts to the housemaid that you are I think I don't know how to say you are something like that,
Taksil.
you are
Isa kang
prostitute or
taksil.
something. Yes, something
Oh,
like that. Yeah, taksil, or
taksil.
you are a prostitute or something like that. You said before that you
Mm.
don't like, but so the housemaid said, because she told to me that Sharon, when I received that text, that's what she thinks. So if that's what she thinks, I make it to be real. That's what she
But
get the
she doesn't
foreigner.
really like the guy, but she did it out of spite. You know what you call that?
Yes,
Gumanti siya. Gumanti lang siya kasi.
yes.
Okay, so here's the let's do the fairy tale thing. Is that guy still with the maid?
No, because they were separate after I think one year.
Uh-huh. So
Because
did he find like a new girl?
the foreigner meet also, yeah, another girl.
So okay. Let's be honest. Who are you still friends with? The one that became the maid or the original girlfriend?
The housemaid, we are still friends now. I mean the girlfriend, we are, I mean, she's still my friend also, but we
Okay.
misunderstood before, because since she was with the foreigner, she changed her attitude, she changed the way she was before.
Mm.
She looked down all her friends, that look at me, I am with foreigner, I am rich than you are poor, or something like that. But I
Mata
really don't
pobre.
like that attitude. Yeah, mata pobre. And then uh
She became I poor. Mata
yes,
pobre.
so me, I
What?
don't like that, because for me, even if you are on the higher uh situation of life, but for
Mhm.
me, we are fair. No pretty, no handsome, we are all fair.
I mean, it's like it's unfortunate, but sometimes and it happens all over the world. It's like sometimes money exposes us. When we're exposed to money, our true self
Yes,
comes out, right? Like a lot of people say money changes you.
yes,
I I don't think it really changes you. I think it just exposes you who you are. It's like because if you're a good person, money won't
yes,
change you. If sometimes because
yes,
when the money comes, the truth comes out. But at least the truth came out with her. But okay, let's be honest.
yes,
I'm gonna be honest. Let's be honest, and because we don't know their names, right? We're not gonna share their names here, right? So
yes, yes,
they eventually both got left behind by a foreigner, right?
yes,
Did they
left
did they
behind.
both
And
did did they both end up with a foreigner eventually?
yes, they both end up. And
They both ended up with a foreigner.
they were not friends. They don't talk to each other almost, I think, 5 or 6 years, but now they are
Oh, so
okay. But
sad.
there is something change. And I had also encountered that that the niece take the husband of her auntie.
What? I was like,
Yes.
who are these people? Oh my god. We can do like our own maala ala mo kaya with the with show and stuff like that with the stuff that goes on. I swear
Yes,
we're gonna have to we're gonna have our
I
own.
had no, I had quite a lot of things. I mean, I know quite a lot of things, especially happened to the
What?
foreigners,
Okay,
something like
okay,
that.
okay.
And there is also a woman, Sir Mike, that from my island also. I know that woman. She has a Filipino live-in partner, and at the same time, her auntie, who is married a guy from Europe,
Okay, hold on,
live
hold on.
here.
So
Okay.
she has a lived-in boy because there's too much dynamics here. So she has a live-in boy Filipino partner, and
Mhm.
her aunt is married to somebody from UK, right?
No, it's another story. It's a
Oh,
two
another story.
story more.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
Okay,
it.
two story more. Okay.
Okay,
The first one, the auntie and the niece. So the story of the auntie and the niece is
Auntie Denise.
her auntie is married from one of the country in Europe. And
Okay.
then when they came here in the Philippines, they have when uh the husband of her auntie wants her to be the nanny of of their daughter. So
Oh, that never
Denise
ends
was
up
the
right.
nanny of the daughter.
Okay.
Yes, and then after that, the husband, I think the husband feel that he likes the niece or something like that.
Okay.
So when they went back to the country of the guy, the
Uh-huh.
husband of her auntie told that he wants that the niece of her husband of his the niece want to go to the country. I mean to Europe. So to Europe, and then for the process, the documents in Manila, the husband supposed to be the auntie who will go back here in the Philippines, but not the auntie. It was the husband came here, and then they were together, the niece and the the niece and the
Ah.
husband of her auntie went to Manila for to process the tourist visa, and then they
Uh-huh.
were stay only in one room, and then
Mm-mm.
one bedroom. So after that, the niece was in Europe, and then sadly, when the auntie left home for work, they were together inside the house. And
Wow.
then after that, and then after that, the most embarrassing, Sir Mike, is they have a nude picture together.
Nag-viral. Did it go viral?
Nag-viral sa isla.
Sa isla.
Nag-viral
So
sa
it
isla.
went viral. It went viral on the island of Lapu Lapu. Oh my god, what's going on with Lapu Lapu
Yes.
girls? Oh my god, I don't think I can deal with that
Yeah,
stuff right now.
nag-viral sa island
Ah.
because the mother of the niece get
Uh huh.
angry that why she called my daughter a prostitute or something like that. She doesn't have evidence, and then the auntie said, "Okay, the mother needs an evidence. Wait, because I will send." The picture was so very big.
Wow. So, okay,
Really.
first of all, for the men that are listening right now, okay, these are small incidences that we can point out, but in
Mm,
majority, Filipinas are great women and amazing people. But these,
yes.
would you agree with me on this one,
No.
Sharon? Hold on. Well, I haven't even said yet. You're ready to saying no to
Oh, okay.
what we're talking about. Hold on. Hold on. Would you agree? Because that sometimes a lot of foreigners do not do a good job looking at the right Filipinas. That a majority of the Filipinas that the foreigners end up with are the bad types because they don't find the good ones. I'm like, because the thing is, you hear these stories so much
Mm,
within such a small niche. There's, foreigner and Filipino relationships is such a small percentage of relationships in the Philippines, right? But
mm.
for some reason, we're hearing all these bad stories that foreigners are ending up with the bad Filipinas.
Yes.
Why do you think foreigners are always choosing the wrong type of Filipinas? In your opinion, in your thought process from what you see, why is it that these good foreigners are finding the bad Filipinas, and for some reason, but let's stick for that one. Why do you think that
Mm.
they're finding the wrong type of women?
Because I think they don't take time to know the woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So better to
Because
know the woman very long time. Take a long time. Don't be rush.
okay, so don't be rushed. But here's the thing that I have to ask is that majority of these guys they do in a long distance relationship. Now, I mean, I can almost subscribe and believe to a long distance relationship, but why do you think that long distance relationship does not end up working a lot for a lot of these foreigners? And then later on, you just hear them complain, right? So,
Yes.
to have a long distance relationship, um, like, what are the failures you think that foreigners have with long distance relationships, and how they can
Okay,
improve
long
it?
distance relationship. There is a long distance relationship. Well, I mean success, but not is failed because LDR and to be in reality is different. To be in reality physically is different because you meet in person is much more
Mm-hmm.
better because you can show your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
You can you can see directly to the eyes if she or he is true. And
Yeah, I
then in
mean,
long distance relationship it's just only chatting, so the girl can say anything she wants.
but then at the same time, it's like it's like one of the biggest problems is if you're There's a difference between like you and I. We can like right now we're having a real dialogue, a conversation. But then
Yeah.
there's unfortunately sometimes where a lot of foreigners don't. How would you say? A lot of foreigners unfortunately find a Filipina, and sometimes the Filipinas, and it's not their fault because that's their
Mhm.
English is not as good, and they can
Yes.
understand, but they can't. You know, you would say comprehend or have dialogue. That's a problem. That's a
Yes.
big difference. So,
Mm.
like for me, wise, I think that if a foreigner is gonna find a Filipina, you have to make sure that you guys can create dialogue, like a true dialogue, not just like what do you want to eat, you know, shrimp.
Mm.
You know, it's like not simple yes and no answer questions. I'm talking like a dialogue, like you and I are having a conversation. But do you think that, like for you, wise, and from the girls that you talk to, let's more deal with because you know you've
Mhm.
dealt with talking to a lot of Filipinos out there. Like, how long is too long for an LDR that it's not going to
I
work?
think um 2 or 3 years.
So after like the 2 year mark, you're already having you think that there's going to be a big
Mhm.
problem, right?
Yes. Because
Ugh.
me, honestly, I had 1 year long distance relationship when I met my husband and Filipino kisses. We were chatting for 1 year before we met. And then
Mhm.
we met personally. He stayed here 1 month and then go back to his country. And then
Mhm.
LDR again for 2 years. And then
Oh
after
wow.
2 years, he came back here. Then we got married. And then after our marriage, he went back to his country. And then 6 or almost 7 years separated, never meet again until he passed away last 2020.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Mm,
That's crazy. I'm
yeah.
sorry. I apologize. I did not know that history about you
Mm.
on that particular situation. Now, you know, I mean, I don't want to concentrate on that. I try not to concentrate. Let's concentrate on the good stuff, right? But you know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's like you know that happened. Let's move forward and let's just move from there.
Mm.
So it's like so. Just looking at in regards for do you do you think that a large age gap relationship is more of a problem or more of a positive thing? Is it a negative or is it a positive in a relationship?
There is a negative and then there is a positive because
Okay.
here in the Philippines, most people say, I mean, most of the women said that age doesn't matter, but it depends of the woman if she is matured.
Hmm.
Yes. So if she
So
is matured, and then the negativity is if the Filipino woman would be in a large age gap with a foreigner, there will be negative feedback from other people that she is a social climber, and then
social climber.
she yes a social climber, and then
Uh,
she is only with that foreigner because of the money.
okay, so I just did a video when I was doing it live, but I haven't cut it up yet. So because this is the thing, right? Like a lot of foreigners don't know
Yeah.
I had to explain to them the four M's.
Mm.
Do you know about the four M's that gets shared in social media?
Yes. I think yes.
Yung the
Money,
no, not that one.
uh,
Oh, it's similar to it, but it's like um matandang mayaman, madaling
madaling
mamatay.
mamatay. Yes.
So
Or
I'm not saying
DOM. There is also another term, Sir Mike. DOM, dirty old
okay.
man.
What's that one? What's the DOM?
DOM,
What is it?
dirty old man.
Dirty old man.
Dirty
The
old man. Dirty old man is like sugar daddy.
sugar daddy. Well, dirty old man is not. I mean, it's similar, but not really similar because
Mm.
sugar daddy is just different. Sugar daddies mostly in the Philippines are with the Chinese, right?
Yes.
The Chinese guys are the
Yes.
sugar daddies of the Philippines
Mm.
in general sense, from what I've seen a lot. You know, but I mean, like I said, it's like you know, and like you stated it, there are a lot of Filipinas that are okay in regards for age gap relationships. I mean, there were actually I was actually shared this. There was a study that says it,
Yes.
but of course it goes in the effect is the older a Filipina gets, the more okay she is in an age gap relationship.
Mm.
You know,
Yes.
especially above 30 with a Filipina, they're going to be more open with an age gap relationship compared to somebody who's in their
Mm.
20s. I mean, per
Yes.
according to studies. But I mean, you know, that's a fun part. So okay, wow, that's a lot of good stories. Okay, so all right, we talked about what are things that they should look for, how are things going to be better and stuff like that. Um, for you wise in the general sense of things, Do you, from a lot of the Filipinas that you know or that you've surrounded
Mhm.
yourself, are Filipinas more likely going to want to be with a foreigner, or are they more likely going to want to be with a Filipino?
Okay, there are some Filipino woman is they want to be with foreigner, and then some is they want to be the Filipino woman, because there are still some Filipino woman left that they are good men, they are responsible, but mostly Filipino woman who have been hurting by Filipino guy, or
Mm-hmm.
it's because of their bad experience with the Filipino guy, so that's why they want to be in a foreigner.
Got it. Okay, I can respect that. Now, okay,
Mhm.
here's the thing. All right. Um, for you, from what you've seen and who you talk to, do the Filipinas prefer to stay in the Philippines, or do they prefer to stay to go outside the country if they met a man? Meaning, like,
Okay.
if they meet a guy,
Mm.
do they tell the guy, "Oh, we're not leaving the Philippines. I'd rather stay home," or are they like, "I'd rather be going to their country"?
Okay, there are some, like what I said, there are some Filipino women really would like to go to US because they think that US is a paradise. And they
Social
don't know
climbers.
how, yes, they don't know the way of living there. They don't know that their income is dollar, but they spend it dollar. So there are
Mm-hmm.
some Filipino women, they really would like to leave Philippines and to go to US. And then there are some Filipino women also that they prefer to stay here with their companion, foreign companion, and then they would like to stay here also. It's depend of their companion if their companion would like to stay here or not. So the Filipina must agree, or they will decide it together. If the companion said no, I will not go back to US, I prefer
Mm-hmm.
to live here in the Philippines. So the Filipino said, okay, if that's your decision, I respect your decision. So they live here in the Philippines.
Yeah, because a lot of foreigners have this fear that if they bring a Filipina to the U.S., then she's gonna change, or she's gonna her true self will come out. I always tell a lot of foreigners, the first things first is first find a good Filipina, because if a Filipina, you
Yes.
got the right Filipina, she
Mm.
will back you all throughout your life,
Mm.
through good or through the bad. The
Yes.
Filipinas that changes are the, like we talked about, the typical Filipinas who are social climbers, and that's where the
Yes.
guys needs to really start seeing that. And
Mm.
honestly, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but you can technically see sometimes if somebody is a social climber, because when you get them something like a nice dress, or you take them to a nice restaurant or a
Yes.
nice hotel,
Mm.
you when they come back to their friends, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, tingnan mo kung saan kami pumunta. Ito mo binili namin ito."
Yeah.
And they're like pushing to everybody, "This is what we did." Because Filipinas who are appreciative of a man that you got to take her to a place and make her experience something new. She
Mm.
doesn't want to tell other people, because remember, because like typical Pinays are like, they know that if they share too much information, the other Filipinas who are bad are gonna try to steal the man away from them. Am I right, or am I wrong on that?
Yes, you are right, sir. Yes, you are right. Because me, if I go somewhere, we eat my daughter in a restaurant, especially
Mm-hmm.
expensive restaurant. I didn't take any picture or something because I don't
Mm-hmm.
like to post it in social media. Because if you post it in social media, it seems like you are so very boastful. Look at me, I can afford not to eat in the very restaurant. So better that
Mm-hmm.
you are so very humble, and then look forward where you came from, because like what they said, if the person who are not looking back forward where they are coming from, they cannot go
Mm-hmm.
straight on the right way
True,
of their
true. I mean,
success.
I have a similar thing that was taught to me about that, where like comparing it to like a car and stuff like that. The
Mm,
reason why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror
yeah,
is because you need to know where you need to go. If you keep on staring at the rear view mirror, you're never going to get to the
yeah,
place that you're supposed to go to. So like, yeah,
yes.
I've heard something similar to that, and I actually do believe in that. So okay, so let's talk about social media, right? We
Mm.
all know that Filipinos, I'm not saying Filipinas, I'm saying Filipinos in general
Filipinos.
love
Mm.
social media, right?
Yes, exactly.
So um how do I position this self without, okay, so a lot of things that get asked, a lot of guys ask me this. They're like, Michael, why is it that Filipinas, okay, have multiple Facebook accounts? Have you ever had this question asked of you before?
Yes.
Why is it that Filipinas have multiple Facebook accounts? What's your take as a Pinay?
Okay. If a Filipino woman who has so much Facebook account, it um they have a secret, so they didn't tell anybody
Secret.
the real, yeah, secret. So if she has a boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
her boyfriend doesn't know that she is chatting with another guy because she has
Mm.
another Facebook account.
Hmm.
That's the
Oh,
reason.
it gets crazy. But see, I always tell
Mm.
guys this is how it is all over the world. If a woman wants to cheat, if a woman wants to do something, she's gonna be shady. It's not just a Filipina thing. Happens in America. This happens in Europe. This
Yeah.
happens in in all over Asia and stuff like that. Okay, so let's since we're a little bit forward and stuff like that. We're close to the holidays. By the way, happy holiday to you. Merry Christmas, maligayang
Yes,
Pasko,
same to you.
at manigong bagong taon. Right.
Bagong
So
taon. Yeah.
so if we start having that, like, you know, what are some Filipino traditions during the holidays that guys should understand?
Okay, the holidays here, the foreigner must understand, but uh, Christmas here, it's a family gathering.
Mm-hmm.
So all the family spend time together, and
Mm-hmm.
then if the somebody has a few savings or a few enough money, so they give gift to their family. But even if it's not expensive, but the family will appreciate it and they will happy
Mm-hmm.
that. So you must know that Christmas and New Year, it will be the family gathering, because Filipino people are very family oriented. They think to the family first before think their self.
True. So so different like holidays. So like do you do the 12 round fruits? Is that something that you do?
Yes, a New Year, 12
New Year's,
circle
right?
fruits on the
12 round
table.
circle
And
fruits, yeah, on the table.
yes, and
Okay.
also sticky rice, sweet.
Oh, because things should be sticky, so nothing
Yes.
disappears. Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. That's what the tikoy especially, right? The sticky
Yeah,
rice and stuff.
tikoy, and also, yes,
Tikoy,
sticky rice, tikoy, and also biku. Biku is
biko.
like something, the brown
Yeah,
brown
I'm
color
making
is
biko
sticky rice.
tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
I am making a. I'm actually that's what I'm doing this. So like every day till Christmas, I'm gonna be making a Filipino dessert, and I'm gonna make a video about. So I'm making biko tomorrow, and then I'll make sapin
Okay.
sapin, and then I'm gonna make
Mhm.
puto, and then I'm gonna make what else am I making? I'm making several stuff. Okay, so here are you Catholic? Are you Christian? Like what which
Catholic.
Catholic? Okay,
Catholic.
so are you gonna do Simbanga Bay? Have you been doing Simbanga Bay? Is the question. It's nine
Before.
mornings.
Yeah, before
You
I
are
did
a
it
bad
before.
Catholic if you're not doing Simbanga Bay. Oh my God, tisk tisk, Sharon. That's so wrong. Okay, okay,
Before I did it
okay.
Simbang Gabi, but
All right,
sometimes I forgot because I didn't know exactly the exact time of the Simbang
got it,
Gabi,
got
and
it.
then sometimes I go to Simbang Gabi tonight, and then the other night is not. So
Uh huh.
I think I thought to myself, oh, no, I think I cannot complete for my Simbang Gabi.
All right. So okay, so I have this thing, right? This is now some guys like got mad at me or whatever. Some guys whatever. Okay, so tell me if this is wrong. Now I'm Catholic also, but when I go to Simbanga Bay, when I was in the Philippines and I've lived there and stuff like that, I go to Simbanga Bay because I'm Catholic and I really want to go to,
Mm,
church, right? That's the first thing. I'm
yes.
not going to go to Simbanga Bay to meet women as the first
Mhm.
reason. But,
Yeah.
right, I saw this movie long, long time ago, right? And it's called Nine Mornings. Like, do you remember that old school movie,
Mm.
Nine Mornings, with Donita Rose?
Ah, yes, yes, yes. I saw
Okay, okay,
that.
okay, okay,
I
okay.
saw
All
that.
right, so, all right.
With Ding Dong
So, wherever,
Donkeys.
yes, 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 yes. So I saw that movie a long, long time ago,
Mm.
right? And I was like, you can meet a woman in Simbanga Bay. so like two of like the best Filipino relationships I've ever had
Mm.
happened because of Simbanga Bay. Because you go Simbanga Bay, you meet somebody and you meet
Yes.
their family and you can do all that stuff. Like, what do you think if a guy, you know, meets a Filipina during Simbanga Bay? Is that a bad thing to do, or is that something that's okay? What do you think?
No, for me it's okay, because it's just
Uh huh.
only like if the guy met
Uh-huh.
woman, and then he feels the love at first sight, that he really likes the
Okay.
woman. So he come close to the woman and then know the name. It's just okay for me because nothing
Okay.
else. And then he respect the woman, and also the family was there. I mean, the family is there,
Exactly.
so it's okay. Mm.
Okay. All right. So I'll take it to the next level of things, right? So in that type of situation, right? Um, so because the thing though is like everything in Simbanga Bay happens is probably the best time to meet a girl, in my honesty, because
Yeah.
you have church. That means there's something similar. Religion is the same. Now, of
Mm.
course, I tell guys, if you're not Catholic, don't do it, because then you're lying. You're lying to God. You're gonna get
Yes.
hit by, and then the family's there. So you want to meet the family.
Mm.
The family ends up liking you. So that works well
Yes.
for you. And then you have food right after Simbanga Bay. Get some puto bongbong,
Yeah.
get some ensimada, get some
Yeah.
some all that stuff. I think that's like the best thing ever to meet a Pinay is during Simbanga Bay. That's just me, right? Because it just and tell me the truth. A lot of Filipinas that go to Simbanga Bay is because they're praying that they're gonna find their future man next year for 2023.
Yes.
See,
Yes, they really would like to complete the 9 nights of Simbang Gabi because of their wish.
thank you. And most of the time, that wish is to find their man.
I mean,
To find
yes,
that.
you're fine there,
That's
man.
what I'm saying. That's why I tell guys best time to go meet a Filipina is
Yeah,
through
it happened
Simbanga
to me,
Bay.
Sir Mike, when it
See?
happened to me, even if it's not Simbang Gabi, but
Uh huh.
when the father of my daughter abandoned
Uh huh.
me, I
Uh huh.
went to the church and then I prayed that God help me. I think this happened to me. There is a reason why this happened to me, why I have a daughter and then the father abandoned, and then please give me a sign to find the right man. I pray that.
So wait. Did you find the right one already?
Yes, my husband, but he passed
Oh, so
away.
okay. Wait. Oh
Mm.
my God. There's like so much stuff that happened to you, but at least you. But you know what? But at least you can say that you found the man, the
Mm.
love and stuff like that. So that's a
Yes.
good thing. That right there is a good thing. And that's the hard part with the larger age gap, is that other aspect,
Mm.
is that whoever is going to be older, and of course it's mostly going to be the man that's going to be older, he's going to pass away, and hopefully that the girl is
Yeah.
not praying that she found herself or matandang mayaman madaling mamatay. I'm just saying. I hope you get the right stuff. Sharon, listen, if I got you here long enough and stuff like that. So one thing I want to
Mm.
ask you is this, right? Um, I'm sure and you don't have to answer this and stuff like that. From what you've seen, with everything in the internet, if you read a
Mm.
blog post, if you see what are
Okay.
three things that you feel, and tell me, and even if you see something that I've said before, because I know you watch my channel too.
Mm.
Um,
Yes.
what are maybe a few advice that you hear some guys say out there, especially in our niche, that you feel is the wrong
Mm.
advice and stuff like that? Is there anything that you hear like, no, you don't do that if you want a good Filipino? Like what do you think is going to be something that you've heard as an advice that would be wrong, if I may ask?
Okay, like you come here just only for sex, because no, and then especially Filipino woman just only date a foreigner because of the money. Don't believe that, because not all the Filipino. I know that there are some foreigner out there who has been
Mhm.
scammed with Filipina, but not all the Filipino women are bad. So
Agree.
there are some Filipino women are good, and then they find um true love, and then they love the foreigner uh and true, and then not only their money, and then
Hmm. Yeah, because
better
like
that
in
they find it in person.
yeah, like I always say like this, like I always say that there is 1%. I'll even say, we'll just say, just to be nice, 2% of the Filipinas
Mhm.
out there are bad people, like the ones that
Yes.
are out to scam you and stuff like that. 2%.
Mm.
But then for some reason, I say 80% of foreigners find those 2% sometimes for some reason, because they
Yes.
don't look better.
Mm.
And whereas the other are finding the women who are in the 98% who are the good ones that they eventually end up with, right? So yeah, I
Yes.
completely agree. I think I like what you said, never lead with your wallet and stuff like that, because
Mm.
that's, I think, and we discussed that earlier in regards for just talking about,
Yes.
that's, if she's if you're going to lead with your wallet just to get a relationship, it's no longer a
Mm.
relationship. It's just pretty much a payment relationship. I
Yes.
mean, would you agree? So yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Yes, I
Thank you so
agree.
much. So, okay, do you have any wisdom that you want to share with the folks before we end this?
Okay, I would like to say first, please subscribe my channel. Okay,
Of
and
course.
then to the foreigner out there, my advice is please let to,
Keep on talking. I'm letting you have the floor.
okay. 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 My advice is please let your Filipino woman very well, or in a long time, and then don't send any money or any big amount of money. And then uh it's okay. I didn't say that it's bad to find a Filipino woman and dating apps. You can find it, but you must be sure or getting to know her more before you trust. And then because there are also some Filipino women in the dating apps are good. And then the same also, if you would like to meet a Filipina or search a Filipina in person, it's the same also that know her better and a long time. Don't be rushed. Take your time, and then don't, like what I said, don't send any money. And then at the first time, don't meet the family. Just know her more.
Whoa, I love that. That don't meet the family. Like,
Mm,
because that's the thing. It's like that's another lie that a lot of foreigners end up having. This idea where like it's like there's somebody that said that when you come to the Philippines, you're supposed to take the family out, take the cousins,
mm,
the friends of the cousins, the neighbors, and you're supposed to like
yeah.
have this big party. And I'm just like,
Mm.
and then I hear guys in the comment section saying, "Yes, that's right, we're gonna do that." So we, I was like, "No, you don't do that. You just don't do that. What are you talking about?" Ah, that really irks me. But anyways, Sharon, I really appreciate everything. So guys, listen, if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to her channel. It's in the description down below. If you look at the title, there is a link to her channel right there and then. So please make sure you go ahead and take a look at that. Ask any questions. No, don't be rushing to Sharon's channel and asking her about all those crazy Filipinas from the island and
Yes.
stuff like that. We're not doing that. That's something we don't do. We want to match people with the good with the good. And if you're a bad person, we hope that you find the bad guy, the bad Filipinas as well. That's just me. Sharon doesn't say that. I'm saying that. Okay. So,
Yes.
so get mad at me for that.
And
But
you know,
anyways,
Sir Mike. Okay,
yeah,
and
go
you
go
know, Sir
go.
Mike, I had encounter also. There was one Filipina. She
Uh huh.
has a live-in partner, and then she has a foreign boyfriend. But when the foreigner came here, they live together in one apartment. And then
Okay.
the Filipino live-in partner came to the apartment, but she introduced the guy to his to her foreigner boyfriend, that guy is her brother, but not. So when the foreigner go
Wow.
back to his country, the
Uh-huh.
Filipino guy that he introduced to her foreigner boyfriend, that it's her brother, they live together. But I think the foreigner doubt, so the foreigner came here without knowing or telling to his girlfriend. But when he arrived in the apartment, he saw that the Filipino woman and the supposed to be the brother living together.
See, that's a sad story, but at the very same time, I think it's also
Mm.
it's a dangerous, stupid story what the foreigner did. Like,
Yes.
if you have your doubt, just go. Don't even bother. By him
Yes.
showing up in there could have been bad things that happened to him. He should have stayed. He should not have even done that.
Yes.
Like, so I mean, you never know. Barambado, canto boy, and stuff like that. You just don't know what goes on with those kind of
Yes.
things, man. Okay, so guys, please, for number one, guys, don't be depressed with the stories that we shared. You number one is like, look, you can find a maid and get with the maid. That's one good story in a way, I guess. But I'm just saying is like, not all
Yeah.
Filipinas are this way. These are unfortunate sometimes.
Mm.
Why we start seeing that a lot of foreigners find a lot of the bad Filipinas. This is where men need to do a better job.
Yes.
You need to put more time in. I know some of you guys are rushed, or you feel
Mm.
that you're old and you just want to find somebody. But if you rush things, you try to push things, you're gonna find bad things because it's you're not prepared. So
Yes.
guys, first of all, thank Sharon for joining us. Sharon, thank you so much. Don't go right away. I'm gonna end this really fast. Just stay right here so we can have a quick conversation as well. So give me 1 second.
Okay.
So guys, please make sure you guys
Okay.
sub to Sharon's channel. Truly appreciate it, guys. Other than that, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Don't tell me how you feel.